additions to this SRT8. The others are a lightly upgraded set of mufflers and a K&N air filter under the hood, but that's it. And I say that's it because it's notable. Only 15,000 of these first-gen SRT8 Grand Cherokees were made, and the vast majority have been heavily modified in crazy ways. But this one remains pretty unmodified, which is tremendously difficult to find. By the way, one other interesting quirk I like back here, you can see on the floor of the cargo area, there's a little line that says, load to this line. You can only put your stuff this far if you want the tailgate to close. That is a nice, helpful little guide that I wish more cars had, frankly. And finally, we move under the hood to the best part of the Grand Cherokee SRT8. Because the truth about this vehicle was, didn't really matter all that much that it was cheap inside, because it had the big wheels and it had a big engine. In this case, it was a 6.1 liter V8 that was borrowed from the Dodge Charger SRT8 and the Chrysler 300C SRT8 and the Magnum. Now, this has become a lot more commonplace, these performance SUVs with big engines. And in fact, the latest Grand Cherokee now uses the 700 horsepower V8 from the Hellcat. But back when this came out, it was totally unheard of. It was a complete factory hot rod. It was something that you would discuss with your buddies while you were chatting about cars. What if they put a big V8 in a Grand Cherokee? And then they actually did it. 420 horsepower, 420 pound-feet. Again, those numbers don't sound all that great by modern standards, but this was faster than the Cayenne Turbo at the time. It was the fastest performance SUV on sale when it came out. It was a really, really impressive vehicle. And so, those are the perks and features of the 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. Now it's time to get it out on the road and see how it drives. All right, driving the SRT8 Jeep, and I just have to do it. Yes! Oh yeah! Oh yeah, that just sounds and feels so good. But then you go over bumps and it doesn't quite feel as good because this car was not built all that well. So this car is an interesting one for me because there's huge pros and huge cons. The drawback is obvious. The quality is terrible. Everybody knows the WK Grand Cherokee was a low point in Grand Cherokee production. The interior, my friend Perry says, it was almost like they were trying to be offensive. And really, the cheapest, crappiest plastic you could find everywhere with no quality materials in sight. And really, that was a shame.
So technically, yeah, so the 2 is the, okay.
It was almost part of this car's charm somehow.
Hey, we can be a little transparent. We weren't wanted at race time. That's true. We weren't. We were not. They did not want us out. We're the weird guys, and we're the slow guys.
Welcome to the Farm Truck and Asian YouTube channel, where it is what it is.
It is what it is. Or it is what it is. I like that. Damn, that just sound crazy.
Those Jeeps are so badass.
Bro, listen to the way that bitch just sits there. It's like,
Spit on me.
Oh, sorry, you got a little ethanol on you. This is Jeeper Sleeper. It's a 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. It has a Pro-Charged 405 cubic inch small block Hemi built by Modern Muscle Extreme. It has a Suncoast 5-speed in it. Got a Dana 60 rear. The gear is factory because you have to have the gear squared or it binds the front and rear differential. You can never change a gear in these. There's no aftermarket for the gear swaps.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You can't up them. There's no one. It's really the front. No one makes a gear swap for the front.
Okay.
Rear all day long, but front there's no gear swap for it. So everyone is stuck with the same gear who drives the WK1 Jeep. Yeah, take a look at it. Everything inside is pretty much all still factory. You see, it's still
Look at that
30.
ding dinger. They're amazing vehicles because they run really good and they work great. They transfer weight and hook really good. Yet, when you can drive them coast to coast, they're not blistering fast.
From the factory.
They just work really well.
Yeah, they're probably with a low 13 from the factory, right?
That's still pretty fast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They weigh 5,200 pounds with us sitting in it, so they're heavy relative to other vehicles on the road. But they just work really good, and I don't know why they do. They got a 4-link suspension from triangulated 4-link from the factory. That might be something, but heated front and rear seats. AC still works.
Let's what is this? A magic trick?
Still has remote start. Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
That is a magic trick.
Well, it is.
Close the hood, you see the real magic.
Okay.
Oh no! We're still in this one too. What's up with us and alarms?
Honestly, everything still works.
Alright.
Here's David Copperfield hiding under here. Pro-Charged 405 cubic inch small block Hemi built by Modern Muscle Extreme. Still a factory intake. They have found that the aftermarket intakes just don't seem to match the efficiency that these do once ported, matched, and polished. Got a Hellcat throttle body on it. It's essentially still a factory block. The short block's obviously been replaced with Molnar and Maul pistons and crank rods. So that's all been upgraded. Pretty much factory water pump, pulleys, headers are stainless works from tip to tail. Yeah, man, we've upgraded the Pro Charger since the very beginning of it. Started with a D1X. Now it's an F1A-94, I think. Makes over 900 horsepower. We stopped counting after that. Still got a factory radiator. It's got an aftermarket intercooler from Pro Charger. It has a
that bitch gonna get up.
stage 6 two-step on it.
Stage 6 2-step. Like, what even is that, bro? I'm so lost right now.
Full throttle, let off the button, and she ripped. Started out with factory wheels, but we thought we needed a little bit more sidewall. They came with factory 20, 4-wheel beadlocks, just kind of for look. We really only need rear beadlocks, but hey, it's all-wheel drive. Looks cool with beadlocks. Still has the factory Brembos on there. It's got aftermarket rotors at this point, aftermarket hot pads, but the Brembo calipers are still in place. So yeah, this is kind of how she sits. She's got some QA1s in the back, built-in shocks in the front, or struts in the front. Side of that, man, in the back,
Oh, type of shit on that
it's
one.
all still factory. So a little bit of
Oh, you carry your luggage with you.
little nitrous espresso
Yeah.
shot right there. Just enough to kind of get her out of the hole. That's about all she'll take right there. It's not built for nitrous.
How big of a shot is that?
Do we give all of our secrets
No, we
away?
don't. No, we
Okay.
don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Rhymes with 100 shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's about it.
You want to pull that together?
But we'll say that all day long and no one will believe believe us because that's the go-to.
That's true. That's true.
But it is a 100. People are just like, oh, 100 shot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But that truly is all it is.
That's right.
So now to like go back a little bit when you first got this thing, you didn't really plan on racing it.
Okay, so
Right?
yeah, that's right.
Like I remember you picking me up and going for a drive, and you just bought an SUV that was fast that you really liked.
I bought it. Just got a daily driver. We'd done the show. I thought I rewarded myself with a newer vehicle. Drove it around for a while. Really loved this thing. Dropped by the Modern Muscle booth at PRI, I believe. I walked by, complimented them. Thought it was cool that they had fast Jeeps. They chased me down with the business card. Said, "Call us. We could do stuff to your Jeep." Didn't think anything of it. We called them. They jumped on board and said, "We will pick the Jeep up next day." And we were like, whatever. Another one of these guys. Sure enough, they showed up with the trailer next day, and I lost my daily driver. So, and then they came back. They polished what was already a finished vehicle in my mind. We debuted it on the Daily Driver show, the first one we did.
That's right.
Ended up beating some of the top fivers in their Daily Driver. Heck, it put away Chief, it put away Dave. Kamikaze, it did its job.
That's right.
And then it's been a work of progress from there.
You hurt a lot of feelings that night.
That was a good night.
Because I think that you beat 3 street outlaws that held the #1 spot at one time.
Okay, all right.
In their daily driver.
Gotcha,
Right.
gotcha, yeah.
Which is impressive, you know?
It was out of the box for its debut. Its shakedown run. It did very well. We just finished up the small tire show with this vehicle. Just couldn't get the other vehicles done in time with the schedule. They had us racing every other night. There was no other time. Thank goodness these things held together, or we would have had problems. But you had to switch gears.
That's right.
For the show.
That's right. Initially, we thought it'd be pretty cool to at least try to get small tires on the farm truck. We knew that it probably wasn't going to work. We didn't have time to get it to work, for one. And then we realized that we had bearing issues, and we got the engine out of the farm truck, got it up to Mark. He said we rattled the crank bearings out of it, so the crank's off for repair. And we had to come up with something quick for me to drive, which I'll go get it.
Yeah, the turner on that was kind of crazy, right? Like we got done with the last NPK, and then it's like, oh, we're doing OG show on small tires, and then it was like a big scramble.
Yeah, and guts, mold. So the same year Jeep, I've asked Modern Muscle about this as much as possible. Because we sure had a good time doing it. Probably the best time in the past 10 years that I've ever had filming with Discovery. And the rest of the guys in the 405, it really felt like we went backwards in time and did what we always knew to do. Oh. A little deja vu.
It looks the same, but different.
Oh, okay.
We call this penny.
Obviously, there's differences. There's going to be some differences. They're the same year Jeep. I've asked Modern Muscle about this as much as possible. There's a lot that we don't know, but there's a lot of similarities. Both are built very well. And the Carter's Hyper Hood, obviously a difference.
Oh, you ain't got that.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, no.
I know, but you leave early tonight. I'm going to have that. This one has a twin screw style blower, as opposed to the Pro Charge centrifugal.
Pretty much the same.
I think
Same size engine?
I think so.
Pretty much.
I think the engine is almost identical.
The cubic inch could be different. You know,
Sure.
I'm not sure what it is.
Same guts, Molinar, Molly, comp cams, a valve train, HP tuners, factory ECN, a little bit of nitrous express, I think. It just makes power in a different range. I don't know if it makes any less or any more.
Probably a lot more.
Probably a lot less.
These niggas is trolling.
To Jeep or Sleeper.
What are you just saying?
More.
Probably a lot more.
Probably a lot less.
There's more done to Jeep or Sleeper than there is to Penny.
Maybe.
maybe.
But like Asian was saying, this makes power in a different range.
It does.
Than that.
Yeah.
That's going to make a little bit more power on the big end.
Sure.
And this is going to get out of the hole and make its power there. There are unknowns about that Jeep and this Jeep.
Sure.
And which one would actually outrun, you know, if we did race, right? Which
It might happen.
it would have to be a 2 out of 3 race.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I think it'd be that close.
It would be.
They actually raced?
We would have to know in a 2 out of 3. Which the cool thing about these is we could hot lap them.
Right.
We could.
No chance you do. They doing all this, showing them off, and they didn't race, bro. Come on.
Do their thing. Their hair scrambles on Street Outlaws on the new OG Small Car Show. No, it's close. No, it's close. I tried
You
something.
just got black stickers.
No, that's
Were they out of carbon fiber?
That's a nano.
Them niggas trolling, dude.
expensive. That carbon fiber
I don't have
sticker.
that.
Well, it's
I don't-
smoother.
yeah, I don't
That's that ceramic coating. You
Yeah,
know?
but
What is up, YouTube? AVI back with another video. Today we have another car review for you guys. We are doing a 2006 Jeep SRT8 Grand Cherokee.
2006?
Trim, 10 up from all 5. These are great.
Damn, that one looks even older.
2008, 2008, 9, and 10 came with black seats with just SRT. No longer says 8. In a little bit different font, no rectangle around it. So I actually prefer the seats in those, but
I like this one.
original detail product.
I like this one, man. Is that really what my screen looks like right now? My shit tripping out.
Well, this is a change of pace. Today, ladies
Why is my shit frozen? Wait. Why is my shit frozen like that? What the fuck is wrong with this? My shit tripping out. My shit really tripping out right now.
we are in a
My shit been tripping out this whole time, bro.
2012 SRT8 Jeep, and these things, to me, are some of the coolest vehicles ever to come out of Dodge Chrysler. And the reason I say that is because Dodge,
Come on, buddy.
out of nowhere, they just love to build really strange, quirky cars. You go all the way back to the 80s, you have the Omni GLH I did. Later, the Dodge Viper, which made no sense business-wise because Chrysler had no money. They just like taking these very strange, weird chances. Just like the Hellcat coming out a few years back. Everyone was like, those aren't gonna sell. They sold, and it really helped Dodge as a brand. And another thing, too, is they go ahead and go build the freaking Trackhawk, which was an SRT8 Jeep with the Hellcat's motor in it. So, needless to say, this car was a perfect stepping
Why is this shit not showing up, bro?
to really hit their peak, in my opinion, of performance. In the 2012
It's gonna show up now,
SRT8 Jeep
as it just
is
froze.
much nicer than the very first gen SRT8 Jeep. It looks nicer, it's got hips to it, it's curvy. The first SRT8 Jeep is very boxy. It's basically a box that has horsepower in it. This has a 6.4 liter Hemi V8 in it, and man, if there's one word to describe it, it's torque, and it sounds really good.
It's not duplicating it though. This shit tripping, bro. I'm gonna restart. This shit not showing up. I ain't even gonna lie. It's tripping right now. Bro, it's not showing up. What's wrong with this shit? Shit is not showing up. I don't know why. I think it's really this one I gotta unplug and plug back in. I'm tripping. That's wild. I might have downloaded this shit then. Let me see.